MC94 back at you again. We got episode 127 Shorty Sneaker Conversations. Let's see if we can get our guest. Keisha, some future things. Hopefully I said that right. Is this our guest? Is he here? What's up, David? 8944. What's up, Mr. Calderon? What's up, man?
What's going on, big dog?
Chilling, man. Welcome. Man, thank you for being here.
Thank you for the invite.
No problem, man. So, a LeBron fan in Chicago. How does that work?
Hey, man, I get a lot of problems with that. So, hey, it's been 18 years, man. So,
hey, you're the lad of Jordan, man. You know, Jordan Pippen, Rodney.
Hey, I like what I like. You know,
nah, that's cool, man. Hey, I mean, I'm a LeBron guy. I'm from Cleveland, so I just stay in North Carolina now. But I don't know. I can't. No matter how the model looks, I have to have at least two of everyone.
Right.
You know. But we'll get into that in a minute. For everybody knows who you are, but for those who don't, you mind introducing yourself to everybody? Tell them about your page.
All right. My name's Jarrell. On social media, I go by Sneak Addict J, also known as Humble Kicks, also known as Mr. LeBron Watch. So Mr. LeBron Watch is my LeBron page. Humble Beast is my fitness page. And Sneak Addict J is just where I post all my kicks at. So those are three platforms I'm in, and most people know I got a sneaker group on Facebook, CSH. So short and sweet.
Okay, cool. Now, before we get into the questions, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
To be honest, the biggest thing I took from it was learning how to get back into the genuine things I like, you know. So I had to learn how to work within a restriction. So couldn't always, have the resources to go up and go to the gym. So I had to get back into that, that old traditional way of working out again, not being able to go to movie theaters and stuff like that. So I had to get back into finding the genuine things that I started out doing before, So that's what I would say probably the biggest things, just getting back to the basics.
Okay. Welcome to everybody joining. What's up, Keandra? Okay, cool. Let's just jump right into quarter one, which is sneaker origins.
Okay.
What was your first sneaker moment or memory?
Keeping it a buck. I'm gonna go back to, I could say, the first purchase I personally made, okay, which was so I served in the military. I was in the United States Marine Corps, and I had a moment where the first shoe I bought with my first paycheck was a pair of LeBrons. I bought a pair of LeBron 6s, the blackout version of LeBron 6. I thought it was a boot at first, though. Like, really, I really thought it was a boot. It didn't look like a basketball shoe. So I bought it. I was hooping at the bricks. That's the shoe I used to hoop at the bricks in. And it just took off from there, Okay. But other than that, as far as like the earlier parts, I had J's when I was a kid, but it wasn't like I had them in like every time a pair came out, I didn't have them. But
Right. Now that all black LeBron 6, or the Batman as it's called, because it's got the logo in the inside. Yeah. Those are special to me because that's like a struggle shoe. I have a few LeBrons that I've had to wear at times where I didn't have access to my whole collection. I had to put my collection in storage or whatnot. So those all black LeBron 6s, the LeBron 12 Elite, the Ignite, the red one.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the black, white, and red LeBron 6'2". Those are LeBrons that probably have more wear on them than they should because they got more wear because all my other shoes were storage. So
right.
I'm glad you brought those all black 6s up because
that was like the first purchase I bought, man.
Yeah, 2009, that was like my go-to shoe. And I stopped wearing them after the 7 came out because I wore them so much. They were one of the only shoes I had that like smelled that I wore them so much. So they might still smell. I haven't worn them joints in years, but it's a LeBron, so I got to keep it.
Crazy thing is I still got the shoe.
Nice.
I still got them, so.
Yeah, because I only got 4 LeBron 6s. So the black, white, and red and the all black were the ones I wore to kind of preserve the chalk and the all-stars, since those were like some of the special ones.
Oh, okay.
That were still GR level that you could go in a store and get, not like no Miami 6 or no Big Apple or nothing like that. So, you know. But all right. So what was like the next sneaker that kind of solidified it, like, all right, I'm in this now. I'm a sneaker person. This is a part of my life. What was the next shoe that kind of took it to the next level?
All right. So still to this day, this moment haunted me, but I finally acquired the shoe over time. It was back in, I want to say, it was that 2011. It was 2011. And my little brother, right, we went to the mall. We went to the mall out in Southern California. And the black cement 3s had dropped. So at the time, I wasn't buying Jordans like that. You know, I was buying whatever I liked. You know, I had my, being a Midwest guy, living in Cali. So it wasn't like one of those things where like I took that with me. I was wearing Air Force Ones, Air Maxes like that and stuff like that out there. But they out there wearing Vans, So we went to the mall and the black cement 3s were sitting. They were sitting on the shelf. And at the time, I wasn't hyped about it. I was just like, you know what? They'll be back. I'll come back and get them. He was like, you're going to regret that. Because he had copped the True Blues. I think the True Blues, he was waiting on the True Blues, and the black cement 3s were sitting. So he was like, you're going to regret that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I chased that shoe for about 6 years until I got a pair. I got a pair, but it wasn't even a DS pair. I got a worn pair. I got in the trade, But I just wanted that shoe so bad. So that was kind of like that shoe that like put me on the hunt. That's when I started learning how to hunt for shoes. Like I was like, man, whatever I do, I got to get that black cement 3. I got to get that black cement 3. So now today I got 2 pairs. So I got the 2011 pair that I got originally, and then I got the 2018 pair that just recently dropped. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I figured you were talking about the 11 pair because of proximity to the True Blue, but
yeah,
I was like, damn, so you got them, and then a year later they just retroed them anyway.
Yeah. It took a while. It took a while, man.
It happened to me before, a couple times actually. So I feel it, but I'm glad that you got them. The 2018 pair is great. They
hold up well too. I think the difference in that, like even the beat version of the 2011 pair, they look beat. Like my 2011 pair, they look trashed. But my 2018 pair, though, they still holding up. They got a little yellow one, but you can't avoid that. So
yeah, I'll say that's one of the few Jordans where I have I don't have the 88 or the 94, but I have the 01, the 08 from the pack, 11 and 18. Like they're all different. You hold them next to each other, they all have little differences. But my 2008 pair is actually in better shape than my 2011 pair. And I probably wore that 08 pair more.
I think for the most part, like with small differences, I notice is the elephant print.
Mm-hmm.
That's mostly it's like that, the shade of the elephant print. Like some of them, the texture look a little bit thicker. Some of them will look a little bit more like the etching in the elephant print. You can actually see it. And some of them are, just like not as detailed. So it's not too much. The leather quality is still all the same. I mean, the tumble leather on the on the newer pairs, a little bit better, but It's all the same. Still a black cement 3.
Yeah. Now, hopefully you don't mind, but with you being Mr. LeBron Watch 88, I think I'm going to just throw away the rest of the show and let's just talk about LeBrons.
And let's do it.
Okay. So, out of all the LeBrons that have come out from 1 to 20, which one is your favorite?
Well, most people that know me know that the LeBron 7 model is my favorite.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for the LeBron 7. It's not a colorway that I don't think I dislike out of the LeBron 7 silhouette.
Really?
So that's my go-to model. That's my favorite model.
The PS versions too?
I had a few of those too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, to me, the 7 is the shoe that saved the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no question. Like,
yeah.
If they would have just kept putting zoom in it,
yeah,
I think LeBron would have ended up like Vince. You know, they shocked him to death. They just kept giving him shots. Like, they'd have gave him something else, his line might have lasted longer.
Yeah. That's my favorite model. Man.
Okay. Okay. My favorite LeBron model is the 10. To me, the LeBron 10 is like a perfect shoe. You know, that zoom airbag, the fact that you could ID it. Like, think if we could ID LeBron 7s, how many combos and colors you could do.
I would go crazy.
You know.
I would go crazy.
With you liking the 7 the way you do, how did you, because this was still pre-pandemic, the majority of them came out. How did you feel seeing some of those PEs, like the Fairfax?
I loved it.
Just sitting.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. The Fairfax was actually the first one that like during the pandemic, the one I first grabbed. That was the first one I really like went out and grabbed.
Got you.
You know, I was so happy that they did like they did with the whole dropping it and nobody wanted it. You know, so
I was shocked. You know, but to me, that LeBron 7 and the LeBron 8 retro just showed me how different times have changed. LeBrons that, you know, we love, they're just like regular shoes to these kids. Like at one point, like on my swoosh account, the Big Bang 9, it got down to like $70. They only had 8 and 8.5, but
I just grabbed a pair for 98. So yeah,
I'm like, you know, I remember for the shoe, if you had a desktop pair, I mean, you get $450, $500 for them joints. You know, at one point, you know. So, and I'm not no reseller, but I don't know. It's crazy. Now I do have to ask, what size do you wear?
I'm at 8.5.
Ah, man, you lucky, man.
Yeah,
you lucky.
I can go up to a 9 though. You know, I can go up to a 9, especially in like the LeBron 9s. I could definitely get up into a 9 on that.
See, the reason, let me get I don't know what happened to my lights here. The reason why I say you lucky is just because, to me, with LeBrons, after size 11, LeBrons get weird. I don't know if dudes is really trying to hoop in them or something, but like I wear 11 through 12. Most of my LeBrons are 12s. It's been some times I had to settle for the 11 or the 11.5 just because it was so much cheaper than the 12.
Yeah,
you know, if I could still fit it. But man, yeah, you being a 8.5, man, you can pretty much get anything, man.
No, that's a lie.
What you mean?
That's a lie, man. That is a lie, bro.
As far as LeBron,
like, no, you know how many times I come across samples? You know how many times I come across samples 10.5, size 12, like I just settle for the size 9 just because I'm like I know most samples, you know, start at size 9. So
yeah, that's why
I just go that way. I just go that way. Like I come across so many samples and, you know, exclusive LeBrons in the size 10.5, and then you look at the price difference, you be like, they want, you know, $200 bucks for this shoe and a 10.5, but they want $600-$700 in the size 8.5, 8, you know, 9. So ain't no luck in that when it comes to LeBrons for me, man.
Man, see, like, all right, when I was married, my wife, she wore that size. Okay. She wore women's 10, which is like an 8.5, and like I just shit like us going to the clearance store, her finding red carpets for $70. Like it just, I'm like, man, this would never happen for me ever. You know,
shoe like red carpet was the actual first LeBron 7 I fell in love with was that red carpet, and the first time I seen him, Wale had them on.
Okay.
He had them on. I'm like, man. And at the time, red carpets was going like $450. You know, like they was like every bit of $400, $450. You know, for a decent pair. You know, if not VNDS, it was like a decent pair. They was like $400.
Yeah.
So I waited and waited around, and I came across a pair. A dude sold me a pair for $220. So I felt like it was a worn pair. You know, they was worn, but they was like, I would say probably 8.5 out of 10. You know, quick wipe me down. You know, I still got that same pair originally too. I didn't get the retro pair that they just recently came out with because I was comfortable with the pair I had. You know, that older model stuck with me better. You know, I felt better having that older model, so I didn't really go out and go get the newer pair.
So, all right, working in shoe stores for years, you know, you come across hang tags, keychains, wristbands, any kind of accessory that come with a shoe. If you worked in a shoe store, you would take it. So I ended up getting the karma back to me on the red carpets because I was the only dude with the red carpets that had 2 pairs of black laces. I didn't have the red laces initially. It was bad, man. And you know that shoe isn't even the same if you don't wear the red laces.
That red pair of laces is what did it for me. You know, like that teal with the white, and then you got those red laces in there. It did something to me, man.
Yeah. And I always feel like the red carpet, it was a precursor to the South Beach.
Well, yeah, I can see what you're getting at. Like,
yeah, because it was I mean, he wore it against the Knicks and the Nets that season, the 09-10, but it was like I don't know, it was, people always say it started with the 7, and I even say the 7 saved his line, but to me, starting with the 6 is when they started really coming with the good colorways.
Right.
Yeah. Now, on the flip, what's the LeBron you like the least?
The least favorite?
Mm-hmm. I got a couple, but
I would say I don't like the 12s. I don't. It's just the shape of it just look weird to me. I don't like the 12. I don't like the 14. I didn't like that at all. And I would say probably the majority of the soldiers. Majority of the soldiers.
Fair enough.
My favorite soldier is the Soldier 1 though. Like I love that. Like I love that.
That should have been the LeBron 5, no question.
The LeBron 5?
No, I said the Soldier 1 should have been the LeBron 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But I like that model, you know. They got some dope colorways for it, you know. So I got a few of them in my collection. So.
Yeah, I got some. I think I maybe got 5 or 6 5s, but for me, it's those. To me, the 5, the 6, and the 13 are probably my least favorite.
Is it the 5, the 6, and the 13?
5, 6, and 13 are probably my least favorite to wear. And I love, I'll say even with the 13, I love the way it feels.
They snug.
It's that little plastic piece over it. It
very
affects
snug.
it. In certain models, it affects it even worse. Like I had the all black pair with the gum bottom, the King's Crown, and they were like super tight. I'm like, these is a 12 like the other pairs, but they just don't fit.
I took the insoles out of mine.
Yeah.
I took the insoles. They very uncomfortable. I don't understand how you hooped in them, but they very uncomfortable.
Hey, I'll be honest with you, and I know a lot of people, you know, brown people looking at me crazy when I say it. I'm not really a huge fan of the Zoom generation.
You're not?
Not really. Like, if it's not the white, black, and red ones, or I really only like those. Those are the only ones. I have the wheat ones. I don't have any retros. All of mine are like old ones. You know, most of them are still wearable, but you know, I'll be walking real light when I be, you know, wearing them just because of that. But yeah, I'm not like those purple ones. Like they nice. Them gray ones is nice.
Must-have. That's a must-have.
And I know they were a sample, but I voted. Did you vote? Did you do that voting when they had it on sneakers?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, like none of the stuff I voted for won, but it seems like they're gonna come out with them anyway.
Yeah, they gonna trickle them in. You know, they're gonna trickle them in. The first one I think that came through, it was the Watch the Thrones. So
yeah,
like, as soon as they dropped those, I jumped on those. So
Yeah. Now, I am waiting for them to bring back other colorways of the 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, if they come out with the black and red 2s or the All-Star 2s,
the gray
I have
blue,
to have those.
The gray and blue ones, the All-Star ones.
Yeah. Because, again, like, my black and red ones have already started to separate a little bit at the toe. My gray and blue
black and red ones. They just got a little cracking on the side, like where they start to separate just around that, that between the midsole and the upper sole. It's not really bad though.
Yeah, well, mine, like I probably could wear them around, but I couldn't probably. And it's just one shoe. It's the left shoe. The right shoe is perfect, but I would have to have because I used to wear those a lot in 04, 05. Like I love that black and red too. And then the Chamber of Fear commercial with the animation, like I think.
Now that commercial, I wish they would start back doing stuff like that though. Those LeBron commercials was dope, especially
like
the ones with the different bras.
Yeah, like they tried to bring it back with Aquaman and the 20. It was cool, but it wasn't like those.
Those were iconic. Those were classic. Especially when he had the different personality ones. Those were dope, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just like I only have the first game, Zoom Generations, because I was at the first game.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because my dad and I were we were season ticket holders for the Cavs from like 01 until like 13. Like if I'd have knew he was gonna come back, we would have just kept renewing until he came back, but we had no way of knowing. So, but yeah, okay. Now we'll take the 7 out of the equation.
Okay.
But other than the 7, what do you feel like is the most iconic LeBron?
The most iconic?
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely have to say out of the South Beach line, I think that's what really like put LeBron in a different lane when it came to the basketball shoe. Because that just took off. Like those South Beach 9, the elite ones, those South Beach 8s, like that just took off. That took the whole LeBron silhouette to a whole nother level. It elevated him, put him in that, like, I know a lot of people at the time, they was like really big Kobe fans when it came to Kobe sneakers.
Really?
But like, that's what separated that. When they had LeBron on Nike, they had like, that separated him. That put him above a lot with them South Beaches, like, especially when the Big Bangs came out too. So,
see, I always say that the Kobe 6 Grinch and the LeBron 8 South Beach, since they came out like a month apart from each other, to me, those kicked off Nike basketball and that run that they had from like 10 to like 15. I always get into it with people, and the shoe game reposted my status on Facebook because I said, and I still stand by it, I'm like, if you were into sneakers in the early 10s, you'll remember that Nike basketball was more important than Jordan, aside from the holiday 11s. You know, KD's, Kobe's, LeBron's, Hyper Dunks, they were selling out. A lot of people act like that just never happened, and I'm like, no, niggas was on, like, especially like, it wasn't many LeBron 8s, but it was a ton of LeBron 9s, 10s, and 11s where they had unnecessary colors and they were selling out. So, yeah. Now, what LeBron silhouette would you say you have the most of?
7s.
7s, okay. How many 7s you think you got?
16 pairs.
Nice. Yeah,
16. And behind that is the 8s.
Okay. Yeah. I've got the most 10s, and then it would be 12s.
My least favorite.
I'm going to be honest with you. Just being from Cleveland and living in Cleveland, I was just so happy that he was back on the Cavs that I bought every 12 I could. Buying elites, and you know how expensive those were. I'm glad they got rid of. They could bring back the EXTs, but forget about the elites.
Yeah, they definitely had a hefty price tag on them.
Yeah, the only elite that I like more than the regular shoe was the 11. The 11 elite felt better on my foot, even though it was still heavy. It felt better on my foot than the regular 11.
I only got one pair of 11s to date. I got the graffiti ones.
Okay.
That was like one of the only, like when I seen them, I was like, you know, those actually kind of dope, you know. And I still got them, you know, like I didn't get it too much into the, you know, the left. I like those forged iron ones, the oranges ones, like I like those, you know. And then I think he started coming out with those like I always call them the Iron Man. They look like the Iron Mans. Like they like the red with the shiny metallic on them. It looked like Iron Man to me, so I always just called them Iron Man 11s. But I never really got too much into trying to follow up on colorways with the 11 because I really didn't care for the model that much. I just like those graffitis.
That Iron Man one, like I actually own that one. It was supposed to be, because you know, I mean, the Heat were picked to beat the Spurs. That was supposed to be like a championship shoe.
You talking about the cramp pack? Yeah.
So I remember, I mean, I ended up getting them cheaper later, but I remember the retail on those was like $295. It was like, they didn't even win. Like, come on, man.
Now, if I could go back and grab a pair of 11s, it'd definitely be those 2K. I think the 2K was one with the animal print on. Yeah, I actually like those. Those pretty dope.
Yeah.
They still got a little price tag. They still got a little high resale on them for them now. Even though, like, that's probably not, like, on anybody's radar, it's still got a decent amount of resale value for them, though.
Okay. Well, look, I know we're going kind of different format than usual. I'm enjoying this, getting to talk.
It's genuine, man. It's genuine.
Yeah. So we'll go to the halftime portion of the show. I usually ask either or questions. So I'm going to ask you either or questions about sneakers, and just other stuff. So, you know, you've been in the game for a little while. If you had to choose between raffle and lineup, what you choosing?
To be honest, you know, I got to go off of actually where I'm placed at, you know, in Chicago. It's a lot of shiesty dudes here, so I don't trust too much with the lineups. You know, I'm not that traditional sneakerhead that, you know, started out in the camp out period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I only camped out maybe once or twice, you know. And I didn't get that same thrill as I know a lot of other guys do. You know what I'm saying? Like, being here is different. You know, you got to, especially where I'm located at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't just be standing out, you know, in front of the shoe store. And with the luck of the draw, I get picked and I get a pair. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be watching your back. You know, people be hating. You know, people mad that you got them. They didn't get them. So after the white cement 4s, I kept out for those. After that, I said I wasn't doing a camp out no more. So I'll definitely take raffles over the lines.
Okay. All right. So I'll be honest with you. With them retroing the 7, I was disappointed that they didn't bring back more regular 7s.
Right.
So if you had to choose between these two, I know which one I would pick, but the first 2 7s that weren't the red carpet, I remember saying were the white, black, and red ones, and the white, navy, and gold, the Cavs alternate ones.
Both of those.
If you had to choose one, which one?
Definitely take the white, black, and red pair.
See, I was disappointed they didn't retro those because I have my pair from, you know, 09,
I got the original pair,
I would have to have those again if they retro because, I mean, you can find pairs of them, but most of the time the fly wire, that whole thing is starting yellow a little bit. I've never owned as many 7s. I think I've got 9 or 10 7s, but I've never had that white, blue, and gold one. It's always kind of slipped through my fingers.
Yeah, I actually got that pair, I want to say, about 3 years ago. I caught them on eBay. So it was an easy steal for me on there because they was like maybe $1 and some change. Like, I think I got it for like maybe $130, $135 or something like that.
Yeah, it's a good price. Yeah.
My most prized LeBron 7s I have is my Akron Zips.
I was about to bring those up.
Yeah. So
that blue.
Man, I chased that shoe for, I want to say, about a year and a half. I just kept finding it, and the price was sitting at a number that it was just high. And I was like, you know what? Whatever. And I knew it wasn't going to just pop up. It wasn't going to fall in my lap. But it came to a time I just bit the bullet and I just got a pair. So
yeah, like that's a regret because they weren't a lot of places in Northeast Ohio, but they were around.
mm-hmm.
And I know people with them that definitely didn't treat them right. Where I'm like, yeah, I should have got those.
Yeah.
You know, the little zip logo on the
Yeah,
inside.
they definitely don't.
Yeah,
You know?
I definitely that's definitely one where I zigged when I should have zagged. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you're a fan of LeBron himself as well. Be honest.
Die hard LeBron fan.
So this will be fun. Who would you take between first stint Cavs LeBron or second stint Cavs LeBron?
I would take that second stint Cavs LeBron.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. The reason why is because that first stint LeBron, he just knew how to just come in, ball, just hoop. It's that second stint where he had that, all right, I taste, you know what it's like to be successful. I got to a high level. I reached it. I got to feel what it's like to be, you know, a champion. And it's like now I'm smarter, you know. Now I'm knowing that, all right, the game is changing. My competition is getting better. I got to find another way to lead. So I would definitely take that second stint LeBron over that first stint. Because he didn't really, you know, he knew how to, the way his game is already formulated, it was like he a pass first player. You know, he already got that. It's like in his DNA. But it was like, I'm such a super freak athlete. Like I'm gonna just kill these dudes on the court. I'm just kill these dudes. I'm kill them. But it's like he didn't have that. All right, look, guys, we down. We got to do this. Let's get going. So I think his leadership came in a lot better on that second stint, especially with the talent that he had around him. It wasn't a lot, you know. So he had to work with, you know, mediocre talent. So
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Now, there have been several seasons where LeBron has deviated from his regular model in lieu of the soldier. Mm-hmm. Now, I know that you don't like most of the soldiers, and I don't like most of them either. They're only like, I own soldier 1s, 2s, and 10s. And I really only own 10s because of the championship.
Right.
You know, and just being at Clevelander, I don't want to say this, but it might be the only championship we ever see. By how the Browns and the Indians have been. See, with you being from Chicago, y'all always got somebody that's good or could be good.
Not really. Not really.
Well, man.
I'm the biggest critic when it comes to Chicago, man. Like, you'll think my own people I don't get embraced in Chicago when it comes to sports.
Okay.
I got so much, you know, I get so much hate from that. You know, I don't like nobody on the Chicago Bulls. Like, I don't root for the Bears. I got the worst sports setup, though. Like, first, I'm a LeBron fan, and then I'm a diehard Patriots and Tom Brady fan. So, like, I get so much hate, you know, like, that's a hard combination to have, so.
Nah, I get it. I mean, all those years of, you know, because I've only not lived in Cleveland since 2020. So I've been gone for a while, but not that long at the same time. So I'm a Lakers fan. I've always been a Lakers fan since Magic and them.
Okay.
So
yeah, I seen that on your screen. I seen that.
You know, being from Cleveland, I wasn't thrilled with LeBron going to the Lakers. I wanted. I mean, for our city, LeBron, other than Jim Brown, and that was before any of us were even born, no athlete's done more for the city of Cleveland or Northeast Ohio than LeBron.
Right.
I'll always love him for that and what he's done. People all over the world got Cleveland over their chest because of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never thought we would have an athlete like that when I was in, like, high school or whatever. But, you know, with me being a Lakers fan, I was always on the Kobe side. When the Lakers would come, my dad and I would go and I would wear my Lakers stuff because I would want the Cavs to win, but I just would never want them to beat the Lakers.
Right.
You know what I mean? So seeing LeBron with the Laker colors, it was strange, and I didn't really I don't think I really accepted it probably until the season after the bubble championship.
Okay.
It was weird seeing him in those colors. Because even when he went to the Heat, it's like, well, still black and red. It's almost like he's on the Cavs, but he's just not, you know. But well, LeBron going west, I knew that was going to impact the shoes a little bit. Because a lot of people don't like Laker colors. You know, let's just be honest.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have never purchased as much Laker gear ever in my life until LeBron became a Laker. Like, I got Lakers coats, jerseys. I got the Laker LeBron 8s to 7s. I didn't even care for that color because I wasn't I hate to say it, I wasn't a big Kobe fan,
It's all good. A lot of people wasn't.
I wasn't a big Kobe fan.
Yeah.
I learned how to respect it. I learned how to respect what he did for basketball, but I never was a big fan of the guy, So it was always LeBron for me, So when he became a Laker, I was like, this is going to be tough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to jump on this bandwagon and everybody be like, oh, so now you're a Lakers fan. And I tell people, I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. So I get a lot of hate with that. They be like, well, so every time you go to, you go to trip for. I'm like, look, if he go to the Dallas Mavericks, hey, let's go Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it is, so.
And I tell people that's how I was with Kobe because, I mean, he almost left the Lakers twice.
Yeah.
He almost left in 04 and in 07. So wherever he would have went, if he would have went to the Bulls.
That's like the team I heard he was talking about. Yeah. That's the team I heard about, yeah.
Yeah. It's been times where he flirted with playing for the Clippers. I'd have still been a fan of his and bought his shoes. I don't know about buying the jersey, but I'd have still bought the shoes, and I would have still went to see him play. But my love for LeBron is different than my love for Kobe just because of the proximity. And, I've seen this dude in the flesh a trillion times. I've been fortunate just to be in the area. But what I was going to say is with him being on the Lakers, you bought the 7 and the 8. I didn't buy either of those models. My then wife, she bought both of them because she got a Lakers jacket to match them. And I'm like, all right, I'll see you.
I got the 8 first. I just recently got the 7.
You got to choose between the two, man. Which one?
As far as wear-wise, it's easier for me to wear the 7.
Is it because of the white?
No. Okay. I can actually style them. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to style. I wore my 8s. I haven't worn my 7s yet.
Okay.
But, like, just on a comfort level, I would say those 8s are a lot more comfortable. But if I had to pick, I'm definitely going to go with the 8 over that. And that colorway, I'll take the 8.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, as we move ahead to current sneakerness, and we're talking LeBron's, I know they've got plans on retro in the LeBron 4. I was in the, I think, one of the other LeBron dudes, he had posted about the all-black.
The black, all-black pair, right?
The all-black LeBron 4. They're going to be like $240.
You know what? I could have actually got that shoe a few years ago. They was at it was a store out here. We had a store called Chic.
Mm-hmm.
They have them in the mall mostly, but we had a Chic out here, local store. And they actually had them,
Mm-hmm.
And I let my brother talk me out of not buying them. He was like, why are you going to waste the money on buying that shoe when you probably never wear it? Like, how do you wear a shoe like that,
Oh.
And I was just like, it's a LeBron shoe, I rock with LeBron like that. He was like, man, you would be wasting money if you buy that shoe. And I let him talk me out of it. So still to this day, I don't have that shoe. I only got one for it to this day, though. I got the black crimson pair, so that's the only pair I have. Yeah.
Okay.
The old pair, so
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the 4 is heavy. I don't believe that people are really going to buy that shoe at $240. I mean, they were only $150 when they came out in 06, 07. And you can find pairs on eBay less than $100. You know what I'm saying? $100. So depending on the condition.
I paid $115 for mine.
Yeah, so that's you know, I think that the Fruity Pebbles, if they really come out with them like they say, those would be different.
That's gonna cause a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
You know,
that's gonna be a problem.
And for me, the other four that I've never had it. It slipped through my hands a few times. A few times I didn't get it because it didn't have the case. Were the birthday fours. I really need
actually
those.
just was I was about to I knew you was gonna say that because I've been trying to get a pair, and I always find pairs. You know, I go on, you know, I use a lot of apps, so I go on eBay, I go on Grail, you know, Goat, stuff like that. Every time I find a pair, none of them you ain't not gonna find it with that birthday case.
Yeah.
So either you're gonna find them like without the case, because you know a lot of people ain't finna sell it. Some people even try to sell the case on eBay by itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's one pair that that and the China pair, like that China pair, is one pair I want. You know,
Yeah.
I just actually found the gold and white ones, like the shiny gold and white ones.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I'm gonna bite on it. I don't know if I'm gonna grab them because it's kind of like over the top shoe, but you know, it's definitely one of those nice shoes to have in the collection, though.
Yeah. That gold pair is probably my favorite pair to wear, but you are right. They don't go with nothing.
It's hard. You know, it's hard to, you know, pull that shoe off.
When I used to wear them when they were new, I used to wear them with the red LeBron jersey because the golds kind of matches. When he wore them in the Skills Challenge in 2007, I think he wore them with the blue jersey. But those were supposed to be the All-Star shoes, and he just made them the Skills shoes because it's got, you know, a little star on the inside there. But I love those. I love the four. I just don't think that the GR pairs are really going to do
anything. Like here right now, the USA 2s, I think those are the USA 2s that just recently dropped. They sit in the outlet. They've been sitting on the outlet here for months now. Like for about at least a month and a half, 2 months now. And they discounted the price. I might just go ahead and just grab a pair.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I know they called them the USA 2s because I know when he used to wear them, he used to just wear them at home.
Yeah. But see, that's the difference, though. They got the USA pair because one of them actually has the red outline of the Nike check. And then the other one, it don't. It's just a white and blue pair. So
is that the retro? My OGs have the red around the swoosh.
That's the USA pair. That's the USA pair. But I was so like I was shocked when the way they did the Maccabee. But like those, I was like, are you serious? Like I got those for a little bit of nothing, you know. And I was just like, the fact that we getting a lot of the shoes. I know it's a lot of guys that has samples, and I get the fact that they know they hope that they can hold that value because you know the fact of owning a shoe or having a shoe in your possession that nobody else can get. You know you can have that high. You know it's a high for you. But then for you to see this shoe, you know, get retroed and come out and it's just like just spin. You just like, man, you know, if I knew what I knew, I would have waited. You know, so
yeah. Because that pair itself, like I was kind of surprised that they brought that pair back because the story on him that when I see him printed is not correct because I was at the game where he wore that shoe because it was a preseason game, but he wore it like 2 years after the 2 was done. Like they were on the 4 when he wore that because the Cavs weren't good enough to play no foreign team in the 03-04 or 04-05 season. He didn't wear them until like 06, but it was weird to see. I'm like, oh, they decided to do those.
You know, the crazy thing is, I never really knew too much of the backstory of that shoe. Like,
it was just a random 2 he broke out during.
Right, I never knew the backstory of that shoe, so it was like, when I heard it, I was like, they called them the Maccabees. I'm like,
well, that was the team they played.
Okay.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, so you educated me. See, I ain't know nothing. I had no information on that shoe. Like, I just knew the colorway was dope.
I remember they even had a post on Nike talk about it. Like, why is he wearing this 2 when they're about to bring out the 4? You know, it was weird, but yeah, it was. It's so hard to predict what's going to sell and what isn't. with LeBron's.
Right.
You know, I really feel like people, especially LeBron sneaker people, they treat the Zoom generation like they would a Jordan. Jordan people treat a Jordan 1. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm interested to see. I know these purple ones are going to sell out, but I'm interested to see how they do.
You know, I'm kind of in between with that. Like, as much as I want them, I know it's gonna be a lot of people that be like, that shoe is a little bit over the top. I can't, you know, I ain't finna just, you know, they gonna have a Barney rubber. I'm like, I'm not gonna wear those Barney shoes. You know, like it's gonna always be something. So
yeah,
hopefully it don't. You know, hopefully it's easy for me to get a pair. You know, like, you know, I mean, I had prior intentions on getting it early, and I would just go bite the bullet because I was like, okay, if this shoe finna do numbers like this, like if it's gonna sell out, I want to get my pair now. I just want to lock in and secure a pair. And I think when they first had posted them up on the websites, they were like $400. I was like, you know, I'm like, do I want to do that now or do I want to wait? And then it just continuously, it took about, I would say about a month. And the price just dropped in half. You know, so now it's like, I think it's like on my size, like $230, you know, which is not bad because, I mean, when you look at buying them for retail, you're going to probably come out still paying like close to, you know, depending on where you at, tax, it's going to come out to about $220 something anyway, $230. So, I mean, I look at it like I wouldn't be taking a loss, but I got to have that shoe though. Like, I got to. That's just a must.
Now, one great model. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I sent a comment. I got the gray ones too, so. Yeah.
Now, one model that we haven't talked about at all that I just absolutely love is the 15. To me, the 15 is, I'm not going to call, as much as I called it one of my least favorite ones, people actually, at least in Cleveland, people bought the 13, even at 200, but nobody really fucked with the 14 because it was kind of overshadowed by the Soldier 10 and the finals and all the colors and him not wearing the 14 until Christmas. But the 15 is one of his best.
I actually like the 15s. I actually don't have any. There was one pair that came out and a big brother of mine, like, you know, he had tried to get me on the 15 wagon. He was like, bro, go grab your pair. It was the black and gold ones. The black with the metallic gold ones.
Yeah.
And, like, they sat at this DTLR around my house. Like, they sat for a long time. And I kept on saying, like, man, you know, $200 for the shoe. And I could probably get something else, but I'd come back around. And when I finally really tried to go get them, they were gone. And I haven't seen them since. And now you can't find a pair to save my life without, you know, spending a little more than what I want to. But it's a few colorways I actually like of that 15 that I don't have. And I'm planning on getting a few. I want those, when he did the whole LeBron watch, he's dropping the different colorways. That Ken Griffey pair, that's the one pair that stuck out to me. That, and then the pair he came out with, it's the Kith pair. It was a Kith pair, the all black pair.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. A lot of good ones. I mean, it's one that's grown on me. And again, I'm all about certain LeBrons with certain moments. Like, I want that Nike box pair just because he dunked on Nurkic. Yeah. You know, yeah. But to me, with the LeBron watch, what sucked about it was all of my favorite ones were just made for him.
Yeah.
You know, the Vince Carter ones, the Waffle Trainer, the they had a South Beach 8 one, a Zoom Generation one. Like, man, that shit came out with all of them.
Hey, if I'm correct, right? He came out with a Moab pair, right?
He did.
Yeah, the Moab pair, right?
The Moab and the 95 ones were the two that I wanted. That, you know, I took L's on all of the LeBron watches. You know, I tried to get all of them, but yeah, the 15 is a shoe I hope that they revisit because, like, I was able to get 7 of them, but I wish that I had more. You know, like,
that's kind of how I feel about the 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a few pair of those, but it's one pair that I couldn't get my hands on because of the location, and that was the King's Crown pair. I think they were like purple, the purple pair. But it was
purple
only
pair with the cheetah on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to settle for the burgundy one because I couldn't get the purple.
I got the burgundy one. I got the burgundy one, but that purple one, I seen resale on it. It was apparently listed for like $9. I was just like, that's crazy, you know.
Nah, I mean that kind of money you could get some PEs or some.
You get a PE for that, so
you know. Yeah, man. But okay. Well, as we close it down, what direction would you want to see your collection go in the future?
Well, you know, I came a long way. You know, I started out, I was kind of like that. I was just buying stuff, you know, I was just buying them. Every time something came out, I was buying it. But over the years, I became more selective. So I noticed when I became more selective, I kind of started collecting with a purpose. So that's when I really felt like I started getting, you know, to different heights. Like even though I'm a LeBron collector, like, don't get it wrong. Like, I have Jordans, you know, I have,
I've seen the page.
My Jordan collection is crazy, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I started collecting, like, I try to finish things, you know, like, so if I get one of something, I try to find, you know, the other one to it, you know, like, it might take a while, but trying to complete little packs in here and there. So, like, I would say I want to get into more samples. Like, for me, it's hard. You know, I see guys all the time, you know, and I'm not, you know, taking any, you know, throwing no discredit to them, but I see guys post pictures of samples or post like, what you know about these. I'm not going to post nothing if I ain't got it. If it ain't mine, I'm not posting it, you know. Like, I see a lot of guys, they got samples and they just keep them, you know, in ice boxes and stuff like that. Like, I got this thing where no matter what the shoe is, I got to break it in. I'm wearing them at the gym. I wear them to the gym. The shoe ain't mine, you know, like, that's just how I am. So, you know, I get a lot of people like, you worked out enough? Like, yeah, that's what I do. I buy shoes to work out in them and wear them, you know. So, but I want to get into more of the samples. So just getting a few of those samples that I always wanted, you know, getting some exclusivity with my LeBron collection. You know, I'm trying to complete my Dornbreaker collection. I'm missing like maybe 4 out of the series. Just like finishing up those, trying to complete the OVO packs, stuff like that, you know. So
nice.
Exclusivity, man. It's like, I don't like wearing what everybody else is wearing. I don't.
Okay. I'm with you. And again, I haven't really had many people who know about the bronze, so I know I kind of deviated. I know we could have talked about other kicks, but I appreciate it, man.
Oh, man. I wish we could have, you know, got a little bit deeper into it, you know. But,
we can.
One
thing I'm going to say is, because we can go a little longer, I don't know how much time you got.
I'm free, man. I took some pre-workout. Probably work out a little bit anyway.
Now, Instagram, sometimes they cut me off after an hour. Sometimes they don't. So we can get into some other stuff.
Okay.
Well, you know, before we go any further, did you have any questions for me?
Okay. All right. Maybe you in the same boat I was. Initially, when they announced the LeBron 20, right? What was your initial thought process on the shoe?
I was really hoping it was another Zoom ambassador.
Okay. Me personally, I hated it.
Yeah. I was hoping it was an ambassador because he had been wearing that on and off the last 2 seasons because he ain't like the 18 and the 19.
I hated it. Like, I know it's not like initially, it's really not his first low cut shoe because, I mean, obviously the 16s were a low cut and the 18s were pretty much considered as a low cut as well. I hated it. One reason why, I was like, it's starting to look too much like a Kobe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I never liked Kobe shoes. I never owned a single Kobe throughout my whole sneaker collecting journey.
Yeah.
But I was like, so is he trying to pay homage to Kobe with this model? Like, you know, what is it? You know, but then I got my first pair and I was like, you know what? I don't play basketball, but I'm like, I can work out in these. Though. These some good workout shoes. Yeah. And then the colorways just got crazy with it. I'm just like, you know what? I'm a sucker for them now.
Like you know, like it's about 4 colors that I plan on, you know, buying over the next 2 months.
Okay.
But yeah, initially I didn't care for it either, but I really feel like they overtech the 19, so they scaled everything back for the 20. Because I
Right.
like the 19, but
I
he
got one
didn't,
pair.
and most
I got one
people
pair of 19s.
don't. Which
I
pair did
got
you
one
get?
pair. I got the black with the, I think they like the black with the glow in the dark. I think like the bottom to sole is like, yeah, I got that pair.
That was a nice pair. That was a nice pair. But I only got 3. I got the Lakers one, the Space Jam one, you know, the orange one, and the black and red one. I was excited the most for the black and red. It was the first black and red LeBron I had since the 11.
I just actually found another pair at Foot Locker. Like most people that know about the Chicago market here, our main Foot Locker that everybody know about is on State Street, right? So it's a pair of the hard hat yellow ones on the shelf. I was like, you know what? I might just grab it, you know, just to add it to the vault. You know, probably won't wear it, you know, like that too much, you know, unless I might just break it in at the gym or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not too much. The shoe itself, like I didn't know that until I got that black pair, how snug they were, you know, like they very tight, you know. And then I thought it was a heavy shoe at first, but then I actually wore them and I was like, you know what, they're actually pretty comfortable. But
yeah. Whenever I haven't worn any of mine in months, but I feel like I can hoop in them. Like even now at 40 something. Yeah.
Like what is another question is what would be like if it's not as popular, but what would you say is like one of your other favorite models? Like, you know, it's not talked about as much. You feel like it can get a little bit, it don't get enough credit, you know, they wish they had more colorways of it.
As far as
the LeBron 3. Mine would be the LeBron 3.
For me it would be the 2.
The 2?
Mm-hmm.
Because I love
Because
the 3s.
even with the 2, when it came out 0405, it was only 5 colorways. It was the black and red one,
The crimson,
the white and blue one, the gray one, and then the 2 lows. That was it.
Right.
It was and then they had the birthday pair with the all black. But I mean,
yeah,
you had
with the stitching, right? The laser stitching.
You couldn't just get those, you know. So
I try to find a pair of
that's
those,
a lot of sample 2s. Like I would love to have the court 2s, the Oregon 2s, those birthday,
yeah,
the Dunkmans.
That's one. You know what? I don't know what it is about the Dunkman series. It's like those shoes are hard to come by. Like in good condition. Like I have the Dunkman 7s. I have the Dunkman 5, which was like the hardest thing for me to find. Mine is DS. I have a DS pair of Dunkman 5s. I got the Dunkman 8, the PS. What is the PS version?
Yeah,
I got that pair, and I've been trying to get my hands on the Dunkman Low, the white pair, the white and green. It's like the white and green pair. I found them, but they're not in condition that I want them in. So, you know. And I'd love to get a pair of the Dunkman 3s if I ever could, but that price tag on them is a little bit hefty. So,
yeah. That Dunkman 5 is special because it's the first Dunkman that was a GR that you could just get. Yeah. Because I've got the 5, the 7, the 9, and the 12. Okay. Those only Dunkmans I have.
Okay, now if you could, like if they was to bring out, like if we got a vote and they decided to bring out one pack, which pack would you want them to bring back out?
Are we talking just LeBrons or Nikes in general?
The LeBron packs.
I would love to have that championship pack 10 with the red 10 and the low. I would love to have those.
Yes.
You know, the 10 is my LeBron. I've got 10 pairs.
Definitely that pack. Definitely.
I had to have that, man. I mean, I remember seeing the red pair by itself for $3.99.
And that's the only one I want. That's the only one I really want is the red pair. So.
Yeah, because I'm never going to wear the low.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do want to say, speaking of lows, the LeBron 18, the low was better than the regular shoe.
Oh, definitely.
You know, all them pairs, like that pair that looked like the Arizona can, the Atmos pair, all of those Looney Tunes pairs. I got the Sylvester and Tweety ones, but yeah, I love the 18